guys, my name's Natalia and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a reading vlog for you. I will be reading only one book, but it's a very exciting book. So I've got it here with me. This book is called The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Shwab. It's a historical fantasy novel that explores themes of identity, freedom, and the cost of immortality. So it's been on my TBR for a pretty long time. So I'm really excited to finally be reading it and sharing my thoughts. So in this book, we follow Addie LaRue, who lives in 18th century France. And in a desperate bid to escape her constrained life that she doesn't really like, a life in her very small village, about to be married to someone she does not want to marry, she makes a deal with like a demon of some sort, or like a dark god. So she makes a deal and she is granted immortality, but there is a cruel twist to that deal, and that twist is that everyone she meets will not remember her. So once she leaves their sight, she will be wiped from their memory. So she will be living for hundreds of years without leaving her mark on the world, alone, not really having anyone that remembers her except for the dark god that granted her the deal. And then one day she will meet someone that actually remembers her. So I'm really excited to read it. This is the edition that I have. I think it's a really pretty. Let me also show you what it looks like without the dust jacket. Okay, so this is what this edition looks like without the dust jacket. Yeah, it has these like blue edges. I mean, it's a really pretty edition. I will be showing you the process of me reading this book, some of my thoughts while I'm reading it, and also sharing some bits and pieces of my life. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get into the video. Okay guys, so today I'm going on a solo date, like a bookish themed date. I will definitely go to the bookstore and to a cafe to do some reading, and I might go to the hairdresser too, just because don't like my hair lately. Like a while ago I tried cutting it myself and I kind of failed, so now it does not really look good. I know it's embarrassing, like I should not touch my hair by myself. So I think I'm gonna just go and fix that and then I will go home. So that's the plan and I will take you with me, so let's go. Hi guys, so I wanted to do a little update on my reading experience. First of all, I've got my coffee here. Like, isn't this the cutest tumbler you've ever seen? It's got these little different dog breeds all over it. I bought it recently and I'm like so in love because of how cute it is. I've got my coffee here, so gotta stay hydrated, even if it's just coffee. But anyway, back to Addie LaRue. So I'm like about 20% in, and my thoughts so far. First of all, it feels a bit slow. Like I feel like literally almost nothing significant happened so far. It feels really slow. It feels like it's one of these books that really focuses on the characters inner journey, not necessarily on, you know, fast-paced action or plot twist or whatever. It's like a very slow, very like inner journey focused book. I definitely do wish that maybe there was like some more interesting events happening, or like maybe that the story was progressing a bit faster. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm still not even halfway through, so we'll see how the pacing is later. So we are told the story from 2 time points. So first of all, we get to see Addie back when she was a young girl living in France. We get to see what her life looked like before she was cursed. Then we get to see like why she decided to, you know, ask some dark forces for help. Then we slowly get to see her realizing the significance of what she'd done. I mean, she didn't really ask specifically for this life. She didn't ask to be forgotten by everyone she meets, but it's just, I would say she didn't specify her request enough. And, you know, the darkness, so like the creature that granted her the wish, kind of used some loophole and just, you know, changed it around a little bit, basically cursing her to be forgotten by everyone she meets. Honestly, it was really heartbreaking. So she was talking with this dark force, and she made a deal in the forest. She was not even sure if anything changed, because she didn't really feel anything change. So she just decided to go back home. And, you know, there she realized her parents do not know her. They thought she was a stranger, and they were like, what are you doing here? You know, like, go away. And she was trying to explain, I'm your daughter. But they just kept saying, we do not have any children. Out. I cannot even begin to imagine how painful that must have been for Addie. It's really a sad life and a sad existence, and I'm really shocked that she was able to live for so many years in this way. I don't think I could honestly survive that. So I think in a way she is really strong. We also get to see Addie in the present time. So we follow her in New York in 2014. You know, she has already lived for quite a few hundred years, so she kind of has a way of living. I mean, would I even call it living? It's more like just existing. You know, she steals, because obviously, like, it's not really possible to get a job while, you know, you get forgotten by everyone who meets you. So she just like gets around by stealing, you know, sleeping in other people's places, you know, having like one night stands. Even if she wanted to have a real relationship, that's obviously not possible. I don't know, it just seems like such a sad life, and I feel so sorry for her. Anyway, I also want to talk a bit more about writing. So this is the first book that I'm reading by V.E. Shwab. I've never read any other book by this author. The writing in this book is very like poetic. The prose is very lyrical. I don't know, I feel like the writing just really immerses you in the story. The descriptions are so rich, almost dreamy, and it just makes everything feel so beautiful and so melancholic. So I do really appreciate this writing style. I also was thinking that maybe this like kind of slow pace, I don't know, maybe it's like correlation to Addie's life, because obviously she's lived for hundreds of years, and I'm sure that must have felt like a very long time, like a pretty slow time. So I feel like maybe it's just like kind of the portrayal of her life, of what living her life feels like. Obviously, for us normal humans, we know that we're gonna die one day, so we obviously just we feel the pressure of the time and the clock ticking, and she does not really have that. So she does live a really different life, a lot slower and a lot more leisurely life than an average person does. So maybe the writing style also kind of depicts that. But yeah, like I said, I am really enjoying the writing style, even if it is a bit slow. Now we also got this like character. Like, I know there is going to be some romance in this book, and obviously I was thinking like, who is Addie going to have a romance with? And I at first I thought maybe it's with the darkness, with the dark creature that, you know, basically cursed her to live this life. I don't know why I thought like, oh, maybe they will be together. But then we were introduced to this character. Like, they've met only once at this point, so I don't know, but we had like a chapter from his point of view, so that tells me he is going to be an important character, not just like some background character. Obviously his story is important if we get a chapter from his point of view. And the guy's named Henry, and they met at a bookstore. So he works at a bookstore, and Addie went there and she tried stealing a book, but he caught her. That was the only encounter they've had so far, so I'm really excited to see more of their encounters and like see really where the story goes. It seems like he is going to be the love interest, but then again, I'm not even really sure. I don't know that much about this book. But I mean, I feel like it is best to just go into the book without knowing that much about it, because then you get a lot of nice surprises. So yeah, I will just keep on reading this book, and I'll talk to you guys in the next update. Okay guys, so now I'm on a page like 200. I feel like the story is finally starting to progress, and I'm starting to feel a bit more interested. So Addie and Henry met for the second time, and he remembered her. Okay, that was like such a powerful moment. I never thought I would be so happy to just read these 3 words, I remember you, but I was so happy. So I feel like the story is finally progressing somewhere. Now I'm definitely interested in the reason why Henry can remember her. Like, obviously it's some type of a loophole in this curse, but like, what makes him special? What makes him the one that remembers her? Really excited to see how the writer approaches this subject, and you know, how she explains all of that. But so far I'm really excited to keep on reading this story and seeing how this romance develops. Also, I like that Addie, well, you know, no one can really remember her, she has found some ways to influence people and leave like a little mark. For example, art pieces. So whether it's, you know, helping someone write a song or posing for someone's painting, you know, while they may not remember her, they are left with this song or with this painting that they will later like sell or release, and you know, it will go into the world. So Addie has found these like little ways to leave a mark of herself on the world, and I think that's really amazing. There was this one quote, what is a person if not the marks they leave behind? It's a pretty deep philosophical question. This book really delves deep into the themes of identity, memory, legacy, and this book really makes you think about what it truly means to exist. So while Addie's existence is erased over and over again, she still finds these little ways to leave a mark. I feel like it just made me think about how we all are trying to leave a mark, you know, even in the smallest ways. And you know, how many of us just do not want to be forgotten. We want to like make a difference. We want to leave an imprint with our existence. I'm excited to keep on reading this book. I really hope The pace picks up a little bit. Like, I know it's not going to be like a high stakes fast-paced storyline, but I just hope that, you know, it's not going to be so repetitive, that we will get to the point where the story moves forward a little faster and we get some more interesting parts. I'm definitely excited for the romance bit, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. So I wanted to show you how I've been annotating my books. So I'm a bit apprehensive of using an actual highlighter, so I don't do that. I just feel like I would accidentally end up ruining my book because I'm not really good at artsy stuff. So what I do instead is I use these sticky tabs. They are very thin and a bit long, so as you can see here, I'm cutting it a bit to make it fit the text. So I just stick them, and you know, if you don't like it, you can always get rid of it, and doesn't leave any residue, so it's really convenient. And then I just use like a regular sticky tab to just mark the page so that I can come back to this quote quickly. And this is how I highlight my quotes. Okay, so now here's some footage of me on my campus. So this is what it looks like when I go to school. That day I arrived a bit early, so before class I was reading my book and eating some yogurt and just waiting for my class, as you can see. Yeah, it was a very peaceful day. And then I just went to class, and that was it. Okay guys, so I've got some more thoughts. So I'm nearing the end of the book, as you can see. Now, I will admit, even though we're nearing the end, it hasn't really sped up. The pace is still really slow, really like leisurely. Usually when I read books, even if I feel like they are slow, they usually speed up by the end, but not this book. So I'm not really sure how I feel about it. Like, it's just such a beautifully written book, and it really makes me think a lot, and the story is really beautiful and emotional, but at the same time I enjoy reading it, but I don't feel like such huge excitement. Like, there are some books that I just cannot wait to get into. Like, I will just keep reading them all day whenever I can, and I'm just really excited to see how things unravel, and I don't feel the same excitement with this book, I guess. I don't know. I definitely enjoy the prose. Like I said, it's written really beautifully. I really wish I could be able to write like V.E. Shwab. She's so talented, like the way she can describe these small little moments and make them feel so magical. It's honestly mesmerizing. And then we got to meet more of Henry. So I actually want to say I really love Henry. I'm really glad that he was introduced to this story. He is such a relatable character. He's like this like really soft, kind person that just wants to be enough but feels like he's never enough to anyone. He just has a lot of everyday struggles that a lot of people can relate to, and I honestly really love his character. And I definitely do like Henry and Addie's relationship. I think the way they find comfort in each other's presence, even though like they're both going through their own stuff, but they can find comfort with each other, and they can finally be seen. They like feel like they are seen by someone. I just love them together so much. Since we're getting till the end, I'm really scared to keep reading it because I'm like, something bad's about to happen. I can feel it, and I feel like I might end up crying while reading this book. I don't know. It just feels like this is one of those like really emotional books that will leave you wrecked, and I'm not sure if I'm ready for that. I guess I have to keep reading to find out if this book actually wrecks me, but I think it might. Hi guys. So I finished the book. I don't know if you can see that I was crying. But I was. I'm not crying now though, but I was. I was right. It is one of those books that will wreck you. It was really emotional. I think I need to gather my thoughts, so I will probably just sleep now and maybe Like tomorrow I will sit down and gather all my thoughts and give you my final review of the book, because right now I think I'm just like too speechless and too emotional. See you tomorrow. Okay, sorry for that last clip of me. I know I was a bit of a mess, but I'm here now to like sum up all of my thoughts on this book. So I feel like I've already basically said everything that I think about this book, but let's just sum it up very quickly. For my final rating, I decided to give this book 4.5 stars. The main reason I couldn't give it 5 stars was the pacing. So like I said, it is very slow throughout the entire book. Especially at first, it feels like really, really slow, and it feels like not much is happening. And I just wish that the events maybe progress a little bit faster. So that's like my main complaint. But other than that, it was a very reflective, very thought-provoking, and really emotional read. So as you could see, I actually was crying at the end. It was really sad and emotional. There was like a lot of quotes that really resonated with me and that I highlighted. Probably I feel like I highlighted more quotes than I usually do while reading, and most of these quotes were actually related to Henry. I just felt like I really related to him and to a lot of his struggles, like his inner struggles, such as feeling like he's never enough, feeling like he doesn't belong anywhere, feeling everything a little too deeply. Those struggles were just so relatable, and I saw a lot of myself in Henry. So I really love his character, and I just wanted to give him a big hug, to be honest. He definitely made this book very special to me personally. Like I said, I loved the writing. It was like very lyrical. And to finish this video, I want to share a few quotes. So some of my favorite quotes, they do not contain any spoilers, but I just hope that maybe these quotes can convince you to read this book, or like give you an idea of how this book is written. Okay, so let's start with my probably favorite quote that I think about all the time. And this quote is actually about books. It says, "Books, she has found, are a way to live 1,000 lives, or to find strength in a very long one." It's such a simple quote, but it's just so real, you know? Okay, the next quote is just like painfully relatable, but it says, "It was just so permanent. Choosing a class became choosing a discipline, and choosing a discipline became choosing a career, and choosing a career became choosing a life. And how was anyone supposed to do that when you only had one?" It is very true. It is something I think about a lot. Like, we only have one life. How are we supposed to choose what we want to do for the rest of our lives? I know some people find their calling and all of that, but I don't know. I personally feel like I haven't found my path in life. So in that sense, Henry's like struggles were really relatable. And there's also, this quote is a little bit similar, but it says, "He assures you that you'll find your calling, but that's the whole problem. You've never felt called to any one thing. There is no violent push in one direction, but a softer nudge 100 different ways, and now all of them feel out of reach." I'll just leave it there. And then this one is also very like beautiful and thought-provoking. "And there in the dark, he asks if it was really worth it. Were the instants of joy worth the stretches of sorrow? Were the moments of beauty worth the years of pain?" And she turns her head and looks at him and says, "Always." Let's just read a few more. "What is a person if not the marks they leave behind?" Okay, I guess let's go with the last one. "Adeline has decided she would rather be a tree like Estelle. If she must grow roots, she would rather be left to flourish wild instead of pruned. Would rather stand alone, allowed to grow beneath the open sky." So these are just a few of the quotes I chose, but honestly, this book is full of quotes like that, like very beautifully written and very thought-provoking quotes. If you liked these quotes and, if you are okay with the story being a little slow and just like focusing on the inner journey of the characters, then I think you definitely should pick up this book. I don't think it's a book for everyone, but I think it's definitely worth reading and it's worth picking up. And it's a really, really beautiful book that will definitely stay in my memory. That's it for this video. Don't forget to like it and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!